Hi, it's Sloth here, and today we are going into Historic. And before you go, I know some of you don't watch intros, and that's fine, that's completely fine. I just wanted to tell you that there's one game in this video, a one crazy, insane game. I will mark it in the description so you will know what the one is, and I really encourage you to watch it because when you see the final, you will know the moment. You will know everything there is to know when you watch the game. So I think you will enjoy it a lot. And that was a crazy hell of a game. And back to the deck. This deck has incredible win rate and it's a beast deck. It's like really strong and you will freaking plow through Platinum, probably Diamond, and probably still in the Mythic because the ladder reset was just here, so all the mythic players are grinding with their best decks, so it shouldn't change. And the win rate is really crazy and the deck is powerful. So everyone who stayed until this point, really thank you. And if you are into the deck explanation and so on, it starts now, right? Okay, so what the deck is about. The deck is about controlling, and as usually in our latest deck, Yahenni Expertise is a huge star for this deck, and one of the reasons you can see the mana base is here. Like, we have a lot of 3 drops. Yahenni Expertise, 4 mana, sweeper, -3/-3, you may cast a 3 mana spell for free. It's huge. The downside is that Yahenni Expertise doesn't clear everything always. For like goblins, there are some goblins that will live through it, like the big ones, but for a lot of decks it's not a full sweeper. So for this reason we have quite a lot of spot removal, so we can address the biggest creature. Like even on the elves, sometimes they cast this 8 mana, search your deck for a creature, put counters, and it's way above -3/-3. Sometimes they have 6 mana and this 1 mana, anti-control guy that creates every elf into 5/5. They can respond to this, and then you don't sweep anything. So there are some things you need to consider, and for this reason we have 3 Fatal Pushes and 3 March of the Wretched Sorrow. I included this card because I really like running it in every kind of control deck. It's never a dead card, contrary to Fatal Push, which is wasted in control matchups pretty much. Well, maybe not completely wasted, you can kill creature lands, things like this, and sharks, but it's not great. This one is amazing. It's sometimes the same as counterspell. If enemy plays a planewalker that doesn't get a huge value on the turn it enters, you can just save counterspell, not counter it, and kill it at the end step. And it's more or less the same. So this card is amazing, and there's so much aggression in the meta. It's incredibly insane. And fact that you gain X life, it doesn't give you life that you deal damage. So if enemy creature has 1 toughness, you don't get 1 life. You can get 10 life from this. And one of the side good things about this card is the fact that you can translate every black card in your deck into gain 2 life. Which is insane because that's sometimes everything you need to win the matchup, especially against red decks. If you gain like 10 life with this, and just be careful, every single time you cast it, you need to consider enemy killing his own creature. So you usually want to cast it when the enemy is tapped out completely, or like you target, I don't know, creature that has 3 toughness, like this 3 mana goblin 3/3, because then it's harder for them to kill the creature. Or, you need to play around it. If they kill the creature, you get no life and you waste all the mana, so that's definitely not what you want to do. But if you hit it for 10 mana, for like 10 mana healing, and it's not hard, you can even like exile thought sizes, because you don't want to lose the HP and the enemy stop decking, and suddenly every thought size instead of being that card just gives you more power and 2 life, so that's huge. I really like the card. Okay, and other than this, we have Drown in the Loch. It gets awkward at the start. This is why we have thought sizes in the first place and Fatal Pushes, because they can create at least 1-2 cards in the enemy graveyard, and you can start going with the Drown in the Loch, And later into the game it's amazing. It's just hard counterspell and hard removal for everything enemy has. So this card is definitely always like game winning when you go into the mid game and further. With Yahenni Expertise and things like this, it's not super hard to fill the graveyard on the enemy side. So that's the basic for the deck. We also have Shark Typhoon, one Ashiok. Ashiok is good for closing games and mostly for removing everything that came into the game that you couldn't counter. So like enchantments, artifacts, things like this. Sometimes they slip something, or even Azcanta, like, right? And at some point you want to remove them. This is one of the few ways we have to do it. We also have commit memory, the combo. So this is the only second way we can do it. Other than this, we cannot remove enchantments, so we need to be aware of this. We have one Field of Ruin, also for Azcanta and things like this, and creature lands. We also have God-Eternal Kefnet. Honestly, he's strong in the deck. It's one card win condition that really goes nicely with the rest of the deck, with all the, you know, instants and so on. But it's not 100% fit. So you might think about removing it instead of something, but I have found that 4/5 that has flying and also wins you the game if it doesn't get removed is quite a huge play. And it's pretty like high toughness. Enemies, especially like red decks, they really cannot remove it very easily. And 4 mana is not much, it's extremely cheap. So it's not like your end game play that you play on turn 7. You just cast it on turn 4. Enemy had a 3-drop if you started. And if they need to attack, they need to burn it once at least, or even twice. And it's usually very card positive. And if they don't, you threaten, like, you know, drawing fatal pushes, casting Yahenni Expertise for 2 mana, and also getting a 3 mana spell cast. And also God-Eternal Kefnet survives the Yahenni. So you can attack, play Yahenni, and you know, you get best of all the worlds. So that's definitely a big threat still. Okay. Mana base is very adventurous, let's call it like this. Fetid Pools, sometimes they hurt, but we have what we have. We have Castle Vantress and the Black Castle as well, so Castle Locthwain, and those cards make a difference. Sometimes you really dry out on the whole draw thing if you don't hit Narset or Svyelun, so those runs really help to dig into the big cards from your deck. And they generally benefit from you having island or swamp. We have Watery Grave, but that's not that's not huge mana base for the basic lands. We only have 2 islands like naturally, and we also use them for Field of Ruin. So I think Fetid Pools is still fine. You can cycle them, so they seem quite solid. You could try running basic lands probably, but I think that we have quite heavy mana base expectations with 3 black. And also wanting black on the first turn, double black for Yahenni, double blue for Narset. So you know, we need a lot of good mana base, and we don't want to lose the game because we didn't hit second black or something like this. So I still think it's fine. Okay, and that was the thing. So, right, let's go into the games. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed this kind of decks, subscribe and you will get more of them. So, it's free for you, it helps the channel, and it benefits you with hopefully cool winning decks with 90% win rate like this one. So, enjoy the videos. Okay, so this hand is amazing if we draw a land. If not, we are screwed. But we have Shark Typhoon, we have some draws, so I will risk it. And if, like, we are on the draw with this, so we really have good options. If we hit one of them, and then protective with counter spells, it's freaking amazing. Okay, so there's a reason to play this land. Because probably we use March on the enemy. I hate you. Sure. It's 6/6, so it's just a 2/2. And now the question, do we want to cycle the Shark Typhoon? Honestly, I think we do. We have a good play for next turns. So no reason to not to, and we might hit something better. Okay, definitely this. We could kill it, but I think Svyelun is such a brick on the wall. I'm not sure about Yeah, I'm sure we will block it. Oh, we will block the hell out of it. Because it means enemy needs to use the burn spell, and then we replay and he will be super sad panda. Like, even this, sure. He needs, like, full turn just for this guy, and we just replay it. We play it tapped. No black cards to exile. If I had black cards, I would probably pay to life. Okay, and now that is the question. We are at 16 and we kill it next turn. So I honestly think this one we let through. Just because it's our last Svyelun, and drawing cards every turn, especially that we have March so we can heal a bit. Like, I've modified the deck quite a bit. Like, man, this freaking draw. Not great. We might even not attack, honestly. I think we want to... Like, next is Embercleave. He will put Embercleave on Anax. Probably. So if we kill Anax, that would actually be pretty good. Then we block Rimrock Knight and enemy gets no damage through. And then I guess we clean up the big stuff that he will play. Probably Torbran. Man, it's hard. It is hard. Okay, back to the point. Yeah, like always, man. Like in the clock. So I guess we counter it, right? If he attack with Annex, we are in trouble. We can kill it, but then we cannot really use Fatal Push on anything. And they become super scary. Oh man, that's a hard decision to make. Give me a second, I need to think about this one. So we kill it in response. Then we block this, we try... No, it's just not good. Man, they always have Torbran. Like, always. Fatal Push is amazing here. Oh man, oh, look at this blowout. Oh man, he would... Oh, I'm so happy. Eat this, Monoret. Let's read. Anax power is equal to your devotion to red. It would be a shame if something happened to one of your creatures. Oh, you poor soul. Good guy. That's what you get for playing this freaking deck since 2 years. Like, seriously, man. This is the deck that I remember from like 2 years ago. And you are still doing the same stuff. Yep. And Svyelun, you can see the power is there. Like, man, this card single-handedly won this game. Okay, opponent goes first. First big obstacle. Down in the Loch, not great. No sweepers. This hand is prime target to mulligan. Svyelun is good, but it's so freaking late. Honestly, I think if we don't mulligan, we lose. It's not better. It's not better. Oh man. But at least we have Fort Size, which enables the drown in the rock, so I guess there's that. Don't tell me we are playing against non-aggro deck. It's not possible. I simply don't believe it. And we'll pay to life. Usually when enemy doesn't play a 1-drop, you can have a little more buffer to play it untapped, you know? But being at 16 hurts. Okay, finally. And that's all I needed. A 1-drop and enemy scoops. Like, man, by the way, so far we have won 100% of the games with this deck. Like, 4 games in a row, 4 wins. Man, this deck is making it feel like a breeze. Okay, opponent goes first, and our hand is a disaster. So, yes, please, yes, please. We definitely need Yahenni Expertise. That's game-winning card in 95% matchups you will get, because they are all aggro always. I think Fort Size. Like in this situation, it's font size. I would prefer to have it, but it probably won't win us the game. So this one has to be first. Our mana base is awkward. We have only one Field of Ruin and we got it, so not great. Okay, enemy start is slow, so what is it exactly? Like proliferate deck? Okay, we will see what the hell are we playing against. Not sure that we need to remove it. It's an elf, but he doesn't have anything to enhance it yet, so probably font size is the way to go. Might be a mistake, but I want to see what we are against. Okay, so enemy is having 3 mana next turn. We can counter it. Replicating ring. I don't think that's the biggest threat. It gives us a lot of time. So I think we go for this. I'm not reading it. It's just Vivian Planewalker for 5 mana, so obviously it's super good. And we might play it as well. This one is better. If we draw Island, it accelerates our own gameplay by 1 full turn. And we cannot use a colorless mana anyway. So the plan is, like here, is to bait him into playing so much mana into Planewalkers, and then we counter the first one and kill the next one. Okay, so it's 5. Okay, not this turn. So we definitely need to Field of Ruin anything, any freaking thing, just to get 3 blue. Sure. This is one of the reasons I really like the March. Like, the card is freaking amazing. Because it kills Planewalkers as well as creatures and it heals you. It means that it's literally never a dead card, because every control deck has a Planewalker. Like, come on, you have Planewalkers. And against aggro it's even more amazing. Okay, we do it and the end step to not give free mana to the enemy. Oh, counters! So let's get rid of the counters. We give the enemy better mana base on the color side, but it doesn't seem like he runs a lot of, you know, colors in reality. Nice. This island can be game winning. Okay, we need to start killing them slowly but surely, because we don't want to get pressured into doing anything main phase. Okay, that's a good one. First counter, out. So basically enemy deck seems to be ramp and a lot of huge Planewalkers that finish the game pretty much. 3 cards, okay. It sucks that we don't have, like, draw, except counter spells, and we cannot hit land. Okay, that's fine. Man, it's so much like Yahenni right now. And they might seem like those cards can seem dead, but we can use March with all of them to kill Ugin. That will need together 10 mana to kill. This is actually quite huge. This is something that bothers me. How much? Yeah, enemy has quite a lot of mana. I think we need to start killing them though. Not great, but I have too little mana to cast Yahenni and something else, and like counter spell. Also, we need a lot of cards on the enemy graveyard. It sucks a bit. But now with one creature we have no pressure. You can of course bounce the Replicating Ring, but that's not the play. That's definitely not the play. And right now we made sure that the enemy needs to play something new to the board, or he doesn't do anything. And that's the situation we want. We don't want to get baited into losing 3 HP a turn, so in 5 turns we need to do something or we straight up die. Then he doesn't have to play Ugin ever. Like, he needs to force us to sweep, and when we sweep, then he casts Ugin and we lose. So right now we force him to dig into some kind of answers. Drown in the Loch isn't perfect yet for Ugin, but it will be in a second. It's actually 2 mana destroy Ugin card. Pretty darn good. Enemy knows about counter spells. And this is a risky play, but I think that we need to start doing something. We need more cards, more stuff. Okay, like, not my first choice. It would suggest to enemy that we have a lot of stuff. He needs how many? 8 or more. Okay. I'm a bit scared. If he casts Ugin, we lack the cards on the graveyard. Then we are forced to kill the Ranger and then cast the Drown in the Loch, which is not optimal, but I hope that he's scared. If you see someone playing Archmage Charm for cards against 2 Ugins, you know he has something. So I'm basing my incorrect play on the enemy insightfulness a bit. This is definitely a better land. So let's cast this one. I think we go for Yahenni. Why? You could ask why. Sloth, why are you doing this incredibly stupid play? Because that's the 8th card on the enemy graveyard. It means that this counters Ugin without any weird plays. And then we can march the other one, and hopefully we are set for a moment, but we need to start drawing like Narsets. Like, we need to cast stuff. Enemy sees the bait so much, but he thinks, man, like, maybe he doesn't have something and I'm just making a fool of myself. He could wait until the replicating ring and try to cast double Ugin, which would be a smart thing to do, to be honest. Okay, right now we are going to use the Castle Locthwain. This is one of also the other reasons you want to keep your HP high. Sure. Man, the fact that we got rid of those elves is so freaking huge. That saved us the game. Yep, 5 freaking damage. In order to draw some more lands. That's how we roll, right? We could go for Yahenni. We are low on HP. Enemy cannot like pop this next turn. So what? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he cannot cast 2 Ugins yet. Next turn he can. So this is our big turn, I guess. It's still 8, okay. But if we don't do anything, we can scry, and actually this might be even better. Like, we need a lot of mana just to use March on Ugin. Like, we need to smork one of them at least. It gives us a lot of HP though, so that's good. I don't think there's any moment when we can kill him with 7 HP. I think he casts it, and if he doesn't make a mistake, he +2, and you already can answer, but you need to pay more. Yep. Oh, look at this, the frog has googly eyes. Okay, this fixes it for me, wizards. I actually give you a pass on this one. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Enemy must be so happy to see 2 on top. Okay, when we cast the Painland, we definitely don't pay 2 life for this. Next turn is the big one. So we need 3, 5 mana. Okay, I'm baiting the enemy. I'm baiting him so hard. Blue. So it's 4 mana. Then we have perfectly exact amount for our super plays. Oh yes. I do it mostly because it would seem to the enemy that we have nothing to counter so much stuff. First time in my life I've seen it triggered. So, bring the first Ugin. If he has good cards here, we are in a huge trouble. Okay, first we are doing this. Because that's the most expensive one, and it seems less likely that we have another one of those, because, you know, we cannot cast another Archmage Charm, so what possibly could we have for 2 mana? Oh, you smart freaking cookie. What a freaking cookie. Okay, you baited it. I'm doing it because Lorf is actually more scary, because it's 3 targets. Ugin is 1. I hope I didn't freak up the whole game right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should have paid the life. Okay, we are doing the commit thing. We are committing, my friends. Because I am a freaking stupid donkey. Scion, I think I played this guy. Not sure why, but I already like him. Like, he brings good memories when I think about Scion. It might be due to Matrix, but it's probably more to this guy. Okay. Would definitely want to scry, right? Right. Enemy has 1 play and he doesn't want to waste it. Is March good? I think it's good. His whole game plan is Planewalkers and smorking us. So I think it's good enough. We could draw, but we would die. This also enables us to heal if we really have to. Man, this game is freaking close and a bit scary. Enemy has infinite mana. He has infinite mana. I like how smart he plays. He has the win condition and he knows that we probably have something to counter it. And he knows that we need to make an action during next few turns. But honestly, at this point the optimal play would be this, because we can start drawing with Castle Locthwain and I think it's worth it. Enemy doesn't seem to have any kind of instant interaction, he's just ramp and big stuff. So, 9. Thanks to this we have 11, we have 1 card less, and enemy has no pressure. So in my book that's a good win, and we can start drawing with Castle Locthwain. We probably... You can see how amazing it is. We wouldn't be able to cast it if we didn't kill the elf. Oh man, he might scoop right now. Karn. Definitely Karn. You can see the bait on Ugin like from a half mile. Okay, now the question, do we want to commit? If we hit Narset, like we need to fish for Narset as soon as possible. Moment we hit Narset and commit, we should win. Yep, but now Elf isn't scary at all. And I will draw... How much more important is it to draw a card instead of just scrying? But we can do both, right? So first let's scry. Man, those lands make a difference. Oh hi! Oh hi, Mark. Do we want to pay life to draw it? We can commit. Then we have 3 mana for Narset, 6 mana for cycling, and then enemy has 1 chance to do the thing. Like sure, it doesn't matter what we bounce. Like they replicate, right? And this keeps replicating. So what exactly we don't want on the board? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like probably this. It's the most scary thing on the enemy side of the board. He might see the writing on the wall. And we don't mind. I think we've done it, guys. I think we brought this game home.
Like wind and wave.
Oh, he gets one card, but it might not be Ugin. Oh, like this red thing hurts so much when you see it. It doesn't mean that we already won. He might draw Ugin. Oh man, this is freaking brutal. Oh, I feel bad inside just by playing this like this. Oh, it was so savage. There's no land that we care about too much, but Hive can be very, very useful, and it always gets tapped. So, I think that's his last draw. If he doesn't draw well, yep. That was a very good game. What the... Oh, are you freaking kidding me? It's the first time he drew this card. This is why. This is exactly why I just don't like playing without counter spells, because my experience is that every single time when I give enemy one free draw to win the game, he just top decks the hell out of it. Like, this is the first time we saw this card in his deck for like 20 turns. And that's his top deck after we got rid of everything. So I guess the game is on. So what, Ugin and Garruk? Because that creates a lot of pressure. So Narset is probably dead to +2. Oh man, that's so hard. We cannot kill it with Hive, because it's not enough damage. We could play Shark Typhoon, but then he can -X the Ugin. So actually this card is a bit more power than our 7 card draw, because we draw 4 lands, even though we have like 10 on the board. Nissa, oh, that's interesting. Problem is that the enemy has infinite mana, and that's actually very smart by him, because he will take the statue. Together it's 6 mana, and he keeps all the forests, so he not only has infinite mana, he has 2 infinite manas. So he gets the statue and kills Narset with the token. Planar Bleed. Oh man, this guy is full of surprises. Okay. Okay. But is it possible he ran out of mana? So it's like, what? 4, 5, 6. He actually cannot do it this turn. Man, but I like the art. It's so cool. Foil would be even better. Man, like this freaking draw. What was this thing even? Cool, we can kill the land, but that's a bit not too much, you know. I think we should go for the Shark Typhoon. Like, we need stuff. We need actual stuff that kills stuff. But he can get Ugin. Man, like, we are on the back foot right now. So much. We don't... Like, we only have Ashiok that deals with this. Maybe I should risk... Yeah, maybe I should risk and cast it instead of Shark Typhoon. Like, wasting the tokens. Oh, man. What the hell was this game? It's not over, but it sure feels like this. He doesn't know about Fatal Push, so there's that. We should probably kill this right now. Like, whatever, we will kill it anyway. I just want a moment to admire what happened. We had 7 cards. Narset. To enemy 1 card, and then we discarded it. Enemy had 1 draw, and then he should scoop. Okay, can we play? No. Why is it... Oh, we have 2 mana. Good. I think we can do it with it, so let's be ambiguous. Enemy might think we have Drown in the Loch, it complicates his plays. You know, he's 1 card from the top place. Wow. He can ultimate her? No, not this turn, at least. Actually, that's good that he drew a land. It's one of the better lands, but still it's a land. So what, statue? Unfortunately, he knows about the Ashiok, so he can prepare. And yeah, he has a lot of ways to prepare. So I guess he wants to ultimate Narset this turn. He can... Not sure if you copy loyalty abilities you get two, but he can definitely copy this. I don't want to highlight it so he doesn't get those crazy ideas. Like, man, we need to get rid of those planewalkers, but he will just take Ugin and sweep everything. Yeah. Oh man, it's so frustrating. Like, I'm pulling my hair right now. Just from the top of your deck, first time in the game, one of the 50 cards in your deck, while we drew 4 lands, while having half of our land base already in the game. Yep. I think this was the only lost game so far with this deck, and honestly, it really feels that it should be won. Yeah, I think at this point we can scoop. It's just way too much, like we won't be able... Let's actually think. X for 1. So he gets rid of the tokens. Do we have anything that saves us? We will check. It seems Narset is in the place, so there's small chance that we hit some stuff. We can use Ashiok to remove one of those. Yep. I have no idea which one though. So it's not entirely over, I think, but our chances to win this are super slim right now. We also have Hive, so we can kill one of the low HP planewalkers.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Joke, of course we don't get Narset. So we have 2 cards to draw. And then we have to see what the hell can we do about it. Not the best ones. Field of Ruin, definitely. Ashiok, definitely. And now the question, what do we get rid of? Like, we could get rid of Karn and Nissa. Or Ugin. Like, both Ugin and Nissa are horrible for us. Let's get Field of Ruin. Oh, whatever, it's not basic. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. I think we use Hive to kill the Karn. I honestly am not sure what to do. This game sidetracked so quickly. Let's appreciate this moment. I think it deserves the tribute. Like, freaking man. I can't get around this. It was way too much for me. Okay, so basically we can remove one stuff. What was the ultimatum on her? Once you control have indestructible. But we can kill it with Yahenni. So I guess if he puts all the forests... No, but he doesn't have much, he has only one creature like this. Yeah, of course he kills Ashiok anyway. So I guess it has to be Ugin. But I have no idea, like he has Planar Bridge, he has Engine. Let's go for Search of Azcanta and see if the enemy can finish us. Yeah, he can duplicate the Nissa trigger. So let's see if he does it. We are tapped out, so he knows that that's the play. Well, honestly, that was still a very good game by the enemy. Even though the top deck was there, he played it well throughout the game. So, yeah, it happens. At least that was a good play by the enemy. Like, with keeping up the Ugins for the full game and so on. Like, memory feels like something that lost us the game, but honestly, I can't see any way that we shouldn't do it. Like, going 7 cards for 0 for the enemy should be considered good play. But, well, it didn't work out the way we wanted to. So, let's see how the enemy wants to finish us. Kaya. Okay, I think we shouldn't make it longer. Let's give some appreciation to our enemy, and good game. Well, pretty interesting game. I hope you enjoyed it. Man, those googly eyes are so fun. Like, I know they went for the easy way, but come on, like, look at this. I want a mod that does this forever. Okay, back into the game, I guess. We are going first, and that is huge. And this is one of the only reasons I will keep this hand. If we were on the draw, that's definitely a mulligan. But you know, in a way, to turn 2 Narset, I guess it's fine. We don't have a turn to play. Yeah, I'm not doing this because we don't have 2 mana play only. Because we can draw something. But he gets to draw additional card. And it makes our font size better and we don't lose HP. And as you can see, it might be a matchup where it matters. Okay. Bye. That's super scary. If he draws well, we probably lose. And if he doesn't, we probably win. Historic for you. So, Svyelun is probably the name of the game. Especially, yeah, enemy will have a creature. We need double blue, great. Like, this is a huge brick in the wall for every deck. But we are in this game because we started first. If enemy was right now doing the Torban with this already in play, that would freaking destroy us. And see, that's all we needed to do, play 1 font size and 1 creature. Like, man, this format is just so... You can see. Okay, every time I'm going first, I feel so good about my hands. On the draw, that would be a disaster. Like, it's crazy how much it changes. Like, honestly, it's not even close. Like, this hand is so passive that if you don't start, it does nothing. And when you start, you actually have a very good situation. I would love to have 1 more removal, but you know, you take what you get. And in fact, we have room to play Azcanta, we'll fix the whole game. Oh man. Oh man. I'm pretty sure he's not happy about not having Ashiok. Like, oh man, he's so unlucky. That's an amazing card against us. Okay. So, Reanimator, probably. What kind of Reanimator? I don't see any kind of, like, blue, but it's not artifact based, so not Greasefang. I guess he has blue, but not really certain. So, we definitely just want to keep counter spells going. We cannot counter because we freaked out with the land. So, I guess this turn Narset? I'm not loving it. It's not like, you know, McDonald's. So, for Reanimator matchups, usually you just need counter spells. If you can counter for reanimation spells, you are in a good place, and we couldn't. We could not. Okay, I don't think Narset is the way to go. She digs deeper, but we need to counter the next spell. Because he doesn't have creatures on the graveyard, so he needs to cast a spell in order to put them there. Okay, that's actually pretty good. This is our animation target removal. He will have so many cards that we can kill everything. Yeah, we cannot save Narset in any way. But we can mess with him. If he attacks with one supplier, it's possible we just steal it. But honestly, how... Come on, how can he draw cards? Like, it doesn't seem to be very drawy deck. He's super greedy. An Earth is 5 mana. So probably we should cycle and kill the priest. Because that's... let's be honest, Narset or not, that's the threat. Man, this is such a good counter spell. And next turn he can unearth. I would expect he has some insight. Let's try it. Let's try it. I would much rather see him pay 5 mana for the same effect, and he will get it anyway. Okay, not the greatest. Narset. Like, we would really want Cling to Dust. Narset is 1 free card, but then we cannot counterspell. I don't think that's the right play. Let's go here. We probably cycle and counter something. On the bedside, enemy sees the Archmage Charm. And Unearth is an ability. You little mean worm, you monster. We actually have a very unthought sizable hand because he has no choice, and he exactly knew about the card that he would discard, and that's still the same card and we still can cast it. So like it's very good for him, but in a way it doesn't change his situation for short time game, and we can still cycle and we get new cards. Yahenni. It's not great. We need Cling to Dust, but we also need to keep up the counter spell. How many cards we have? Oh yes, oh yes, definitely. Please switch. Okay, it starts to be better. I don't love 12 HP, I'll tell you this. But we can counter and use Azcanta at the same turn, and that's where the deck starts to shine, like in value game. So enemy doesn't seem to have much, and he needs to have something very shortly or we win the game. Yep, 3 blue is available. Shark Typhoon is pretty good. Narset is also pretty good. I will take Narset because we have Fatal Push and we have Yahenni. Okay, if we give him the big creature, what do? He unearths, resurrects, and then we are frogged. So probably not exactly the plan here. If we play this, we still cannot draw. Like, man, I really want Cling to Dust. Narset prevents some damage because she's so threatening that they will always attack her, and Shark Typhoon is okay. It's still super scary, because I'm pretty sure enemy has 1 resurrection spell, he just doesn't want to cast it into counter spell. And that's the one. Okay. Enjoy your 2 cards less. It still can be good for him. Oh, someone forgot about Narset, I think. But yeah, this is a problem. But he has no mana this turn. It's getting scared very quickly. Okay, so definitely he cannot threaten us. This... Oh man, this can threaten us. So if he gets this, he gets the end step. So at the beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards, so he will draw them. It means we cannot tap out. But we can do this. And in this situation it's actually good. Like, he already has the prime target for resurrection, so whatever. And this way we can draw another card with Narset, which is huge. Okay. And he cannot cast anything because he knows about the counter spell, which means that we get the shark as well.
Fury will only lead you astray.
And you know, that's extra card. Okay. So he wants to go for the long game. And honestly, I cannot blame him because he has a nerf. So it means that next turn it's still happening anyway. Okay. Priest removal. Man, that's not good enough. It's way too late. Shark Typhoon. Like, we can cast it. Then what exactly happens? What the other part is? Each opponent maximum hand size is reduced by 7. So we discard everything at our end step. So what? He resurrects it, draws to 7. Man, then we lose. So I guess font size? Oh man, that feels so bad. That really does feel so bad. But it doesn't kill us very well. But with 7 cards he will... Oh man. So I need to think I don't see very good option to win this game. Because we cannot prevent the resurrection. Unless we draw into Cling to Dust, but we have very low chance to do it. If not, what can we do? Like, we can stall with the... I guess we can keep stalling. What are his other creatures? Like, he doesn't seem to have mana. So you know what? We are doing it. Not sure if that's the correct strategy, but return target creature cards from graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty good. Okay, so we have a blocker, and we can cast all our hand. So even after he gets the thing, he draws a lot of cards, but we can create a lot of tokens, and hopefully we can block every single turn. And at this point we don't mind enemy to deck. If we had Narset, this would do nothing. Like, we can even cast double Yahenni Expertise if we draw enough. But then we kill our own sharks. Oh, that's a good draw. That's a good draw, but we need to think how to use it. Okay, let's think. So, if we play like this... No, we don't need to discard anything, as long as we play the land. So, probably this, then we play this for 5. We don't need both of them, I think. Right. So we create a big shark. We have a creature that draws cards. We have Azcanta, and we still have a sweeper in case he floods the board. Like when you start playing with Jin Gidaxias, you notice that he overdecks you very quickly. Oh, so they do have this Emissary as well. Okay. I hope this version just runs, you know, creatures like this and this and the white one. But yeah. Okay, so we do sacrifice a creature. Do we prefer a card or a big creature? Each opponent's upkeep. I like my cards. I like my cards way too much. So I guess we can just commit. We get the shark. But he will probably have some resurrection spell. So what is happening then? 5 mana, 4 mana. He cannot cast both. He can because he will cast a land. So I think we like get commit for later. Okay, this changes things. We can still counter this stuff, and that's his next draw, which is also helpful. Okay, I think we are starting slowly to do it. Like, Shark Typhoon is one of the few ways you can finish the game quickly enough for enemy to, you know, not go for the full strategy and you just kill him before he can make the full value. So he will call instant. And he will do it. But still, let's make it as hard as possible. We could also draw cards. How good is it? It's 7/7. Okay, I will tell you why. So I basically think he will block the biggest creature. It's 4/4. It means that it will be 7/3, and then we cast Yahenni Expertise. Then we can sweep only the enemy creature, and yeah, I think that we can take it from there a bit, because he has enough mana to resurrect it again. Yep. We have memory, but not sure how beneficial it is. Okay, interesting draw. So first of all we attack. I want to make it look like we are just, you know, trying to smork his HP. Oh, that's not great. That's smart by the enemy and actually the most reasonable decision. What? What the free protection from creatures? I think it's the first time in history anyone have done it. Oh, I'm so stupid. I never considered he can choose something again except instant, because they always take it. So he wants to smork us then. He wants to smork. Okay, so we will get a land. So I'm not playing land because that's additional spell that we will be able to cast if we are lucky. Are we lucky? Nope. So let's go for the hole. In that situation. Okay, enemy smorks for 7, that's quite a lot. But we have what? 13, 20 on the board. I don't think he will remove it. But honestly, that's the best card we have in the hand, so it's high chance he would remove it. It's super weird. It worked for the enemy so far, but it seems like horrible decision against instant destruction creature based deck. We pretty much have half of our deck removing creatures as an instant. So that's why I actually never considered he could go for something else. And truth to be told, that's the first time ever someone used this against a creature deck, against a creature type of permanence in my life. It's always instant. Sometimes sorcery, very rarely. So I assume enemy also as a player has protection. So we need to draw into instant removal and then we automatically win, which I think is doable with Azcanta, and Yahenni is good as a black card that we can exile with March. So I think enemy just went for the pretty risky direction. If we draw right, we should win. Like, drown in the Loch wins the game outright. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Right? We have 3, 6... Yeah, we have enough HP to do everything. Bye! And that's why I believe his play wasn't good. It just was too risky. When you lose to one card, like, I think if he paid instant, 7/7 is enough to slowly block everything, and he had 7 cards, so he could make a lot more creatures. Weird decisions by him. Like Velomachus Lorehold would probably be also a good choice to accelerate all the spells that he was casting. Weird game.